the next Motherhood Monday is when you, the viewers, the subscribers, the followers, are going to see, am I going back to my booth, or God knows where I'll be. I don't believe the Refuge charity are aware during COVID of what it means to survive domestic abuse. I have fled domestic abuse. I have fled domestic abuse on this journey to motherhood. And it's just made me aware of what I need to be, not what I need to be, have knowledge on before becoming pregnant. And what's called keeping me in poor mental health is watching everyone around me have choice, watching everybody around me have opportunity, watching everybody have free to, and not having it myself, and feeling very used. And it's not something that I want a son or daughter of mine to think is normal. I want to be a survivor of what's happened. Right now I have fled, and I want to be a survivor. I want to recover by getting fit and staying fit. I want to recover by eating fresh produce on a weekly basis to look after my body. I want to be able to get vitamins. I want to be able to monitor my ovulation. And obviously where I am in this borough, it's just not going to happen. And the local police station to this refuge, to this shelter provided by Refuge, I say, pretty much hopeless. Yeah, pretty much hopeless. He just gave me a generic answer. So that made me realise there's no way I would ever have a baby, become a mum, all of that in this borough. That's just ridiculous. I just can't see myself doing it. Because should I be a victim of crime, I want to know that the police are there to do their job. Should I become in paid employment? Should I become in paid employment and my taxes go towards the London Metropolitan Police? That's what I want. So as you can see, I've gained a hell of a lot of weight. I don't even have pyjamas. I don't even have pyjamas. Very expensive to live here, and I've got debts to pay, so I've decided that maybe London is not the place to get pregnant. Should I meet the right man? Should I become engaged? Should I get married? London is not the right place for someone such as myself to get pregnant. And I refuse to become a mum and get pregnant just to be seen as a priority with the authorities, such as London Borough Council, such as NHS, such as social services. I refuse to do that. I refuse to become a mum and get pregnant just to get help from the London Borough. I just don't want to be doing that. And it's solidified that decision, and it just keeps reaffirming it to me that, gosh, I'm blessed that I am not a mum right now, especially during a global pandemic. I'm blessed that I'm only responsible for feeding myself in London. I'm surely blessed by that. So, yes, I'm missing fresh produce. I'm not able to find a donation of fresh produce, but I have food. So I'm doing my best with the food that I have. And it's just made me realise that when I'm in receipt of my universal credit payment, fresh produce is the number one something that I will be getting for myself. Should I not find a grant in the next 7 days that covers brown goods, bearing in mind that brown goods are essential for mental health and safety while keeping fit? So, that's, I can imagine as a single woman without dependents who is not pregnant, I'm going to find myself in a lot of debt in April. But I've become a little bit aware and I've got a little bit of knowledge of how to cope with that, so I'll be all good. Single women without dependents. I mean, I watched the Motherhood penalty from the British Library in frustration because if the British Library was open, I'd be able to get a reading ticket because I now know what books to read to further arm myself with ammunition. And now I'm starting to think of the single women with no dependents penalty. That's how it feels. We are just as valid. We are just as valid. And I guess I feel inspired to start a charity with a whole bunch of different people in London to make sure that single women without children are not ignored and they are recognised as valid members of society and they are funded when it comes to well-being. So I guess that's something I can look into. Maybe there is a charity out there that understands it, the well-being of a single woman without children, or no dependents as they call it. That's what I need whilst in shelter provided by the Refuge Charity. I need to know, is there any charities or organisations or not-for-profits out there that value single women without dependents?